Good morning. This is a series of online lectures we have planned as part of CAM's media lectures. Challenges in media, especially after the COVID situation. Um, Everyone is facing a challenge, and media is also facing a major challenge. Uh, Especially in these times, as major newspapers have cut down on their number of pages and all that, a small newspaper like Mylapore Times, which has been there for about 25 years and running successfully, how does it face this situation? This is what we wanted to know. And with us, we have Vincent D'Souza, who is the editor and publisher of Mylapore Times. Um, they had their last issue on March 22nd, I heard. So after that, they have not been able to bring out their newspaper. Now Vincent is going to share with us his experiences. I welcome Vincent on this day. Vincent,
Hey,
will
good
you
morning.
please?
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Everybody's had a nice breakfast, huh? All right. So where do we start, Anwar? Where do we start? Start on March 22nd, right?
Yeah, please tell us from March 22nd.
Okay. I mean, I guess everybody knows about my newspaper, but here it is. Yeah. But this is an old copy. You can see that it's 2019, and most importantly, yeah, there it is. It says up there 25 years, 2019. Well, I don't want to talk about my history. I mean, that's a long history by now, 26 years and going. But we want to start off from our last issue. I mean, as we went to press, and we were sure that this was going to be that last issue, at least not the last in our history. But it was going to be the last issue. It was printed. The printer was like saying, "Okay, boss, we are closing down." And we had to make a decision. And what did we have with us? Well, we had our website, mylaporetimes.com. It's a very simple site. It's been there now for almost more than 3.5 years. We haven't pumped it up with advertising and stuff like that, but we've been regular with our posts, 8-9 stories a day. So we had that property, and then we had a fairly interesting Facebook page, only Facebook. Yeah, I prefer to deal with just one social media and do the best of it. So from day one, we said, well, we're going to be working from home, right? Ours is a very small team. So who do I have with you? With me, I've got Deepthi, who had to relocate from a hostel in Adyar and went all the way to Tambram. We had Preeti, who's been with us in Mylapore. And then we had Madan, our photographer, who's a multi-skilled guy, right? Now, and then we had the entire office, our manager, our marketing guy, our helper, our assistant, our accounts guy, our tech guy. Oh, tech guy, Parmeshwaran. Now, he was stuck in a village near Kallakurchi, right? And he was there, but he had his computer, a little bit slow line. So the things that we do is that ours is a very small team. And we ask our people to be multi-skilled, to do whatever they can, to pick up pictures on the road, be it our accountant, be it our circulation advertising guy, right? And we pool in this stuff. And that's been the trick, number one. Everybody is kind of working towards the newspaper, right? And that helped really kind of thing, because we've been doing this for quite some time, right? That's in our bloodstream. And we said, we're going to tap into this, right? And we didn't lose much time. We said, here we go, right? Now, remember the Janata curfew, right? That was a Sunday trial run for the lockdown. So I called up Madan, and this is how we work. I called up Madan, come along, man, jump into my car. We're going to be doing this entire city. Why did I do this? I could have stuck only to Mylapore. Why did I do this? Because I know, for a good reason, I've been watching media for ages. I know how media works, print, TV, online. And I knew that we were not covering the city the way we should, and we still don't. And therefore, Madan and me hopped across from Adyar to Mount Road to Vadapalni, Tinagar, Coimbatore, Washermanpet, Royapuram, Marina, Triplicane, and back to base. And that day, we put out about 16 video stories. Yeah, right. We were ready. You don't have to be afraid of going in front of a camera or a mic. Just tell the story. Now, we got a huge traffic to those videos, right? And we were on stream. Now, today, over 30 days later, on our website, we have something that is coming close to 300 stories. Yeah. From a very small number of people who is covering the Mylapore neighborhood intensely. Right. Now, what we do is that, one, we give you the basic information as it comes in. We rely on facts and trusted people first. Yeah, but we have information that is rolling in all the time. Why does it happen? Because over the years, people, our readers in Mylapore have begun to trust us, have different relationships with us, advertising, perhaps we've written about them, perhaps we've answered their queries, we've fought with them, we've been nice to them, whatever. But there's been a link. And at a critical time like this, they all fall back on a trusted communicator. Right? Communication is key in a crisis. And that's what we are doing. We know how to communicate locally. Now we are communicating in a crisis. Right? We know the contours of our neighborhood. We sense what could happen. Yeah. And we work towards it. But we don't forget the basics. Tell them the basics. Share them the information. Yeah. And that's what we've been doing. And therefore, we've been getting people responding to us, alerting us. Some of them, of course, we need to cross-check, right? But then that's how the community newspaper works. Yeah. With a lot of contacts across, new contacts across. Now, it's difficult for us to communicate with these big guys, officials. They don't see the value of local information. Still, we would have loved that the Chennai Corporation, which has done a fairly decent job in communicating, should have decentralized its communication and action systems, at least zone-wise, and opened up. Yeah, opened up. Use the media, yeah, to kind of communicate. Opened up a radio bulletin like us. So right. So why do we put in these stories and then activated our Facebook page? Madan was like on the job. We were running our YouTube channel is there, Mylapore TV. We branded it, and Madan was rolling out at least one video every day, telling stories of our neighborhood. Yeah, going into the colonies. He's still doing that. Poor guy just had his mom really sick, taken to hospital, took a break. But thankfully, he's the only guy now who's out on the field. I've kind of restrained myself, but I'm getting out. I just went out yesterday. A journalist just has to go at least close to the war zone, right? Protected, yeah, following the regulations. So, and then we said, hey, what are we doing here? We've got some equipment lying around the place. Yeah, okay. Okay, there it is. Mic, right? Video stand, yeah. And a cell phone, where is that? Somewhere around. What are we doing? And therefore, 25 days ago, we launched our audio bulletin, news bulletin, twice a day. Comes out around 10:30 in the morning, and again at about 7:38. It's a cool exercise. Just bringing back my experience working with All India Radio on the BBC. And so we added up this audio news channel. So right now we've got, we're not concerned that the newspaper doesn't print. It will at some point. But we've got a hyperactive website. We've got a hyperactive Facebook page. I'll soon be on Instagram. And we've got this audio channel. We've got this video channel. And a couple of days ago, we launched our Tamil news network via WhatsApp. twice a day headlines of the day from Mylapore. It's reaching now 750 people, and we want to stay there because we're learning from the experience. We opened up a channel for them to to call back now. We're opening up our office tomorrow, by the way, right? And therefore, we've got all kinds of things happening. Now, from the WhatsApp news Tamil, we're going to move into a Tamil audio channel. Okay. The simple thing is that as a local medium, you've got so much of tech available, so many tools available like this. Are we making use of this to reach out to different people all at the same time with different things? Some visuals, some pictures, some news, some stories, and we're doing all that. Right, Anwar, you got a question for me?
Yes, Vincent.
Right. Can we do it in English?
Yeah,
Tamil,
I was just
English.
wondering if you can Tamil, English ரெண்டு கலந்து பேசலாமா அப்படின்ட்டு நம்ம ஆடியன்ஸ் வந்து பாருங்க ஒரு ஆடியன்ஸ்
bit of Madras Tamil ஓடும்.
ஆமா.
Okay. Yeah.
அது ஒண்ணு. இப்ப நீங்க even though நீங்க இப்ப நியூஸ் பேப்பர் நடத்தாம இருந்தா கூட I think there was some help somebody asked from US இல்லையா, இங்க ஒரு பேரண்ட வயசான பேரண்ட வந்து இது பண்ணி பார்க்கணும் அப்படின்ட்டு request came and then you took action, something like that. I remember seeing it. I think you have been active more on Facebook, social media. Can you elaborate on that? How?
Yeah. So when you run a community newspaper, it is not just journalism. There are many other things that you get involved in. For example, first in the case this morning, a lady from the US who later said she worked for us for a short time. அவங்க சொன்னாங்க எங்க அம்மா வந்து ஒரு மயிலாப்பூர் அபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல இருந்திருக்கிறாங்க. அங்க வந்து கொஞ்சம் ப்ராப்ளமா இருக்கு. அந்த செக்ரட்டரி வந்து அவங்களுக்கு மெடிக்கல் ஹெல்ப் தேவை இருக்குது. செக்ரட்டரி வந்து உள்ள விடமாடுக்கிறாரு. வேற ஏதோ தேவை இருந்தது, விடமாடுக்கிறாரு. அப்புறம் வந்து எக்ஸ்கியூஸ் கொடுக்குறாரு, இல்ல உங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் உள்ள வராங்க, அது வராங்க, இது வராங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. So I said, okay, I mean, write to him formally. We do advise people, but we leave it there. So we have to get involved. But நான் என்ன பண்ண வந்து அந்த கேஸ் வந்து நான் டீல் பண்ண போறேன் on a personal note, on an official note, not a personal note. But quickly, what we did was I picked up அந்த இஷ்யூ வந்து நான் ஃபேஸ்புக்ல போட்டுட்டு, மக்கள் இந்த மாதிரி வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்து நீங்க கேட்டட் கம்யூனிட்டிஸ் இல்லைன்னா லார்ஜ் கேம்பஸஸ்ல இருக்கீங்களா, நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளம் ஃபேஸ் பண்றீங்களான்னு சொல்லி. பிகாஸ் மை ஃப்ரெண்ட் கிளாஸ்மேட் ஷீ ஸ்டக் இன் வேலச்சேரி. அவன் சொன்னா வந்து சொன்ன டயர் மாத்தணும், திடீர்னு வந்து டயர் பங்க்சர் இருக்கு, செக்ரட்டரி எல்லாம் உடுமா எடுக்கிறான், ரூல்ஸ் இருக்கு, எங்க ஆட்கள் வருவாங்க, அவங்க ஆட்கள் வராங்கன்னு சொல்லி. ஓகே, தேர் ஆல் வந்து ஒரு நல்லதான் பண்றாங்க ரூல்ஸ் எல்லாம், which is very important for a large community. But as we evolve, I mean, we need to understand. So நான் என்ன பண்ண வந்து அந்த சிங்கிள் இஷ்யூ அதை டீல் பண்ணும்போது அதை வந்து சொல்றேன், நான் வந்து it affects the community எனக்கு தெரியும், and therefore now I put it out so that people can reach out to us. அவங்க கதை சொல்லலாம், சார் இது பண்றோம் அது பண்றோம், நம்ம சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிட்டோம் சார், எங்களுக்கு ப்ராப்ளம் இருந்தது, இல்ல வந்து இவன் வந்து திட்டுறாங்களே சொல்லி. So there are lots of human problems taking place, and we're dealing with this all the time. There are many other cases that we're dealing with, but a more important case வந்து அன்னைக்கு ஒருத்தர் வந்து ஏர்லி மார்னிங் போஸ்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறார். அவர் யூஎஸ்ல இருக்கிறான்னு தெரியல, யங் மேன். சரி, என் அம்மா வந்து சொன்ன கிடினஸ் ஆயிருக்கு, விழுந்துட்டாங்க கீழே, can we get some doctor வீட்டுக்கு வர முடியுமான்னு சொல்லிட்டு டக்குன்னு வந்து சொன்னேன் வந்து can I post it on my Facebook page? Oh, sure, please do that. போட்ட உடனே வந்து இன்னொருத்தர் வந்து என்ன இல்னஸ்ன்னு கேட்டார். He did not reveal himself. அதுக்குள்ள வந்து 2 minutesல வந்து அந்த ரெண்டு பார்ட்டி வந்து கான்டாக்ட் பண்ணி வீடியோ கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டு, அவர் வந்து ஆங்காலஜிஸ்ட், ஐ திங்க் மயிலாப்பூர்ல இருக்கிறார் நினைக்கிறேன் அந்த டாக்டர். They diagnosed what it was. Video conferenceல வந்து it was just some gastric problem. Local pharmacy கூப்பிட்டுட்டு மருந்து அதுக்குள்ள வந்து within 15-20 minutes everything was done and over. Right? So while this is going on social media, we turned it into a story, human interest story. And on the story வந்து எங்க வெப்சைட்ல வந்து ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணோம், இது எப்படி நடந்ததுன்னு சொல்லி. Right? So you need to see, we are always dealing with human beings all the time. That's the problem. வந்து நாங்க நியூஸ்பேப்பர்ஸ்ல வந்து சம்டைம்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம நியூஸ்ன்னு சொல்லி ரொம்ப கோல்டா இருக்கும். We need to be human. We need to know where we shouldn't cross the line, get too close, but we can't be cold, especially in these times. And there's a role to play because we come in as ஒரு ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்டான கம்யூனிகேட்டர்ஸ், எஸ்பெஷலி லோக்கலி. நீ பெரிய பேப்பர் இருந்ததுன்னா இன்டர்நேஷனல் பேப்பர், நேஷனல் பேப்பர்னா அது வேற லெவல்ல இருப்போம். பட் தென் தட்ஸ் வை வி ஆர் லூசிங் அவுட் ஆர் ரீடர்ஸ். கடைசியில் வந்து கிரைசிஸ்ல வந்து இட்ஸ் ஹியூமன் சிச்சுவேஷன். பட் ஈவன் as we share local information பண்ணும்போது அதுல வந்து ஸ்டோரி ஐடியாஸ் இருக்கா, அதுல இருந்து பிக்கப் பண்ணலாமா, அது லார்ஜர் இஷ்யூவா இல்லை வந்து ஒருத்தரோட இஷ்யூவா, அந்த சென்ஸ் இருக்கணும். And these are very important in the local area, hugely important. I mean, I don't want to read out எங்களுக்கு நிறைய பேர் என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னு சொல்லி, but we know the kind of reactions எங்களுக்கு வந்து இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி. So Anwar, yes, go ahead. Tamil English okay?
அது பரவாயில்ல, நல்லா இருக்கு. So இப்போ வந்து now we are looking at a post COVID, I mean we have to live with it அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷனுக்கு வந்துட்டோம். So since you said tomorrow your office is also going to open, so now what are you looking at in the situation la, how it's going to be for Mylapore Times and
right. Yeah, so one the one of the things, if you wanting to start a media of any kind, but the radio channel, TV channel, local TV channel, whatever channel varumode, there's always a business opportunity there. You need to think about that too. You need to see எப்படி நம்ம இதுல இருந்து பிசினஸ் கூட பண்ணலாம், அதை எப்படி ஸ்ட்ரீம் பண்ணலாம், எப்படி டேப் பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லி. சேஞ்சிங் சிச்சுவேஷன்ஸ், சேஞ்சிங் மீடியா, எல்லாத்துக்குமே வந்து ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ். அது சைட் பை சைடு அது வந்து ஒரு ஹஸ்பண்ட் ஒய்ஃப் மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு கப்பல் மாதிரி ரன் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கும், ஓடிட்டே இருக்கும். So thankfully வந்து we have done very well because we knew we have come across serious issues வந்து. For example, newsprint வந்து ரொம்ப ஃபாஸ்ட் கோல்ட் பிரைஸ் மாதிரி ஏறும். We have no control over it. So since I have a long experience of almost 40 years in journalism, I know what are the factors that affect a newspaper or any other medium. So we got to be sensitive, make good business பண்ணும்போது ஒரு கொஞ்சம் சேவிங்ஸ் எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் எடுத்து போடணும். Now those are the savings that are வந்து helping us tide over. Now what? We probably 8, 9 issues, 10 issues now that we have closed down, and that is a fair amount of money that we have lost. Plus we have paid all our salaries in full. So small team, plus we're paying all our circulation boys, which are about 30 guys. So இப்போ வந்து we don't have any advertising. Advertising is slowly starting. So what we are doing is, first we are bringing in our regular customers, real estate brokers, local kadingo, and teaching them and showing them ways of how they can communicate now in a slightly different way in this situation. If the situation continues for a couple of weeks, விளம்பரம் வந்து ஸ்லைட்டா மாறி இருக்கு. என்ன நம்ம ரீச் அவுட் பண்ணலாம், சர்வீஸ் எப்படி ஆஃபர் பண்ணலாம், அதுல வந்து என்ன டீடைல்ஸ் நீங்க கொடுக்கணும், so that to assure your customers. It's an investment. It'll take some time, but again வந்து we need to be working closely with our small clients, and I think they will come on board. Now அதே நேரத்துல we now need to go into print in a couple of weeks. We won't get any advertising, varadu. We can understand that, right? But we are going to do a couple of things. One, we are going to slash down our rates. We need to be human again. We want to send a message to our clients to say, one day, we know you've gone through bad times, my friend, and therefore we are going to offer this rate for 2020. Right? Don't come and ask. My ad rate will be slashed at least by 25%. I'm willing to do that. We are also going to cut down a bit of our circulation because almost 45% of our circulation of 30,000 copies are kept at about 190 outlets. And all those outlets may not survive, may not be open for papers. People may create some trouble. So we are going to take only key outlets வந்து பேப்பர் வைக்கிறோம். எங்க பேப்பர் வந்து ஃப்ரீ பேப்பர், by the way, உங்களுக்கு தெரியலனா, right? 30,000 copies, almost 50% circulated at different places publicly. Disappears on Saturday. We come out every Saturday. Technical my paper, English paper, by the way. So we're going to cut that down, and we're going to say we have to talk business in the right manner. We're going to say we're cutting down on our circulation because we want to be still effective, but we are still the best. The reach is there. People will come back to us on this. We are then going to slash our rates because we want to give breathing time to our clients. We want to tell them we understand your situation. But at the same time, we are not going to say, boss, I'm sorry, free ads start pannirukanga. Free No, my paper is free, but my business is not. I value my business, right? And then we're going to package our, which we haven't done so far, we're going to package a print plus another couple of bucks and you get your ad online. So we're going to slowly carry the guys who are still not online onto our online ship. And that will bring, I guess, things together. Yeah. So we've got to work at it. My marketing guy is already talking to our regular clients. We have to work at it. It's a long haul. But when you have built a certain trust and built a certain brand, and when people, the message is, hey, we know you've been hurt. We've also been hurt. But let's sail, because there's lots of positive things. We can help you. We can reach out any day. We put out a message and there are thousands of people certainly who will take our word for it. So
we can say that,
yes, Anwar.
So we can say that Mylapore Times will be moving more online from what it is now.
We'll be doing more online. We have to. We had our plans. We had to revamp our site. Pudu site launch pannalan been delayed, but I'll now I need to kick it faster. I have to think multiple things at the same time, but print will remain. It's my calling card. That's my visiting card, Madri. That's my showpiece. That's my flagship brand. Because many of my customers are 70-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds. My customers, readers are not 20-year-olds. But I have to reach to the 20 and 30-year-olds, and that's what I'll do. Now the 20 and 30-year-olds, the young couples at home, have realized the kind of information that we've given them during a crisis, that you will also need us when there's no crisis. Yeah. At the end of the day, you need your doctor. Water is not coming, sir. Yeah. So no, there's a question that's coming in. Sashi is just pushing that question. Will he go only digital at some point? No. I will take the print as far as I can, but you never know. But I can tell you from the feedback when they varumbodhu makkal people are completely, the reading experience when the print la kaila podichittu and the photo paathu experience, because we are a slightly different kind. Local paper irkumbodhu we mattum illa or local paper irkumbodhu and the touch and feel irukku pair and the life ulla irukku pair avan vande ipoda na vande for example vande romba famous ana studio owner Satyam Studio ஒரு 100 வருஷம் கிட்ட வந்து இருக்கிறார். மயிலாப்பூர் ரயில்வே ஸ்டேஷன் பக்கத்துல இருந்துட்டார். அவர் வந்து 60 வருஷமா சொல்றார். இஸ் a legend. ஜோ ராமசுவாமி, ஹேமா மாலினில இருந்து எல்லாம் ஃபேமிலி 3 ஜெனரேஷன் 4 ஜெனரேஷன் கூட போட்டோஸ் இருந்துட்டார். அவங்க ஃபேமிலி மெம்பர் அனுப்பிச்சாங்க ஒரு ட்ரிபியூட் போட்டுட்டேன். அதுக்குள்ள வந்து எங்க 2 கரஸ்பாண்டன்ட் ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் கரஸ்பாண்டன்ட் வந்து அவங்க ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் வித் சத்யம் ஸ்டுடியோஸ் வந்து போட்டோ அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கிறாங்க. இப்ப இது வந்து படிக்கும் போது தான் வந்து ஊறுது. That how do we tell our stories? We can tell those stories online in a slightly different manner with videos and stuff, right? And what I will do now is in 24 hours now vande or slide show Satyam Studio oda history avaroda vande life na vande slide show pannuven, right? So no, I believe in print. We need to know how we need to sort know print eppadi use pannanom, eppadi vande and the stories என்ன கான்டென்ட் எழுதணும். கான்டென்ட் இஸ் கிங் எவ்ரிவேர், பட் அது பிரிண்ட்ல வந்து எப்படி பண்ணணும். And we know that the psychology of people. So people are going to be older, but as they grow older, sometimes they fall back on the old times. Yeah, but I'm sticking to print for surely, I mean, another 25 years if I'm alive, kind of thing. When we celebrate our golden jubilee. Yeah. Okay, Anwar, chole.
So you will have a slightly different strategy for digital as well as print. You'll have both going, but digital will be slightly different from maybe like running slideshows. Those things might be allowed in digital, and print will have confined to due to the lack of space. And the
Anwar, yes, I mean, I am amazed at the at some of our national newspapers who are still stuck in the dark ages. Cross promotion. சும்மா வந்து www.url போட்ட போறோமா வந்து 8 பாயிண்ட்ல வந்து மேல போறோமா? ஸ்டோரி கீழே இப்போ வந்து நான் ஸ்டோரி வந்து போஸ்ட் பண்ணிருக்கேன் ஆன்லைன்ல. நாளைக்கு வந்து அண்ணன் வந்து வந்து சத்யம் ஸ்டுடியோட ஹிஸ்டரி கொஞ்சம் பாருங்க, ஸ்லைட் ஷோ இருக்குன்னு பாருங்கன்னு போட போறோம். Right? We have to cross promote, bring them here, there, listen to my story, pal. You know, I mean, I'm giving a completely first என்ன பண்ணேன் நான் வந்து அந்த ஆடியோ சேனல்ல வந்து I was just reading out, very casually the news. But later on, I brought in the anecdotes of things that were happening to me. எனக்கு என்ன நடந்தது அன்னைக்கு வந்து அந்த கதைகள்ல வந்து அந்த ஆடியோ வந்து அந்த 5 minutes 6 minutes எடுத்துன்னு வந்துட்டேன். I realized வந்து எங்க listeners வந்து feedback வரும்போது they were more comfortable at the tone, although it's a very serious time now. So வந்து we need to, yes, the strategy needs to change. அது கதை சொல்றது வந்து but that's what the whole creativity is all about in journalism, and we need to do it now. Yeah, and it's easy. அதான் வந்து those who are listening in and wanting to do some things உங்க ஊர்ல வந்து it's so simple. You can start tomorrow. இல்லையா? So simple. And அவ்வளோ இடம் இருக்கு. அட்வர்டைசிங்க்கு இடம் இருக்கு, செய்திக்கு இடம் இருக்கு, ரீடர்ஷிப் சர்க்குலேஷனுக்கு இடம் இருக்கு. பிகாஸ் இந்த இடங்கள்லாம் வந்து சொல்றோம் வந்து நம்ம தமிழ் நியூஸ் பேப்பர் இருக்கட்டும், தெலுங்கு இருக்கட்டும், இந்தியன் வெர்னாக்குலர் வந்து இன்னும் கவர் பண்ண முடியாது. அன்பார்ச்சுனேட்லி எங்க நாட்டில் வந்து சொல்றோம் இட் இஸ் நாட் டன் ப்ரொஃபஷனலி. ஸோ வந்து உங்களுக்கு ட்ரைனிங் இருக்கணும். யூ நீட் டு கோ டு த ரைட் குரு. ட்ரைனிங் இருக்கணும், ப்ரொஃபஷனல் ட்ரைனிங். வந்து சும்மா கச்சான் பண்றோம், அப்புறம் வந்து காம்ப்ரமைஸ் பண்றோம், அப்புறம் வேற யாருன்னா காசு கொடுத்தா பண்றோம், அப்புறம் கட்சிக்காரன் வரான், அப்புறம் கோயில் திருவிழா போடுறியப்பா அது வந்து 3 hour காமிக்கிறோம். அதெல்லாம் வந்து we get lost into it. So there's a huge in this country. We've had a large, we still have on this small and large newspapers, vernacular, Englishல நிறைய இருக்கு, but they're all 2-bit papers. They're suffering today. They're closed down. Right? And this is the time, like they say, a good businessman puts his money when the chips are down. Yeah, if you have money, or at least put your creativity there. So வந்து நீங்க குருவாஞ்சேரி இருக்கட்டும், சிதம்பரம்ல இருக்கட்டும், நாகர்கோயில், மருதாண்டகம், வேலூர், ஆம்பூர், this is the time to start, my friends, because people are valuing. வந்து அன்வர், there are so many people saying, sir, உங்க மாதிரி வந்து எங்க ஏரியால, மெட்ராஸ்ல வந்து எங்க சிட்டில வந்து எங்க ஏரியால சைட் இல்லையா சார், இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இல்லையா சார்ன்னு சொல்றோம். It gives you a good indication about the needs of people. Of course, இந்த நேரத்துல வந்து ஸ்பெஷலா இருக்கும். But then it's for you to be clever enough and the skills use பண்ணிட்டு carry on in the new post pandemic ஏரியால வந்து we need to look at that. Yeah, Sashi Nair again on, but Anwar, we'll take those questions. Another question coming from Sashi Nair. Hey, send us your questions, folks. All you guys are listening in. Okay, Anwar, you want to say something or?
Yeah, I think you'd also moved into YouTube, right? Little earlier itself, you had moved into YouTube.
We have, yeah.
And it is also getting hits now. How are you going to post-COVID situation? Will YouTube also become your part of your kind of a television channel, Maida Times or a chinna or another medium outlet? Media outlet.
We'll do step by step on the, because I believe in a small team, multi-skilled working. I don't believe in large teams, unfortunately, maybe plus or minus, but I believe strong, focused team, multi-skilling. We've done videos, I mean, in the popular videos, when the Kovil Tiruvula, when the most popular videos, because world pura, because of Mylapore and the temples and heritage. But we purposely do not just stick to the temples. Yes, we do all kinds of videos. This time we've been in all kinds of videos. Yesterday when the tea shops puppy, go and catch the tea shop, one guy in Mylapore. Eventually. And it brought the essence. Tea shop thorna odne avan vande eppadi or kairu potu ulla varada, அப்புறம் வந்து பார்சல் டீ, ஆனா வந்து அவன் பிளாஸ்டிக்ல கட்டுறான். ஸோ நிறைய பேர் ரியாக்ட் பண்ணாங்க, ஏன் பிளாஸ்டிக் யூஸ் பண்றீங்க அப்புறம் கப்பல போடுறான், இதே ஒரே டிஸ்கஷன், ஒரு 30 பேர் டிஸ்கஷன். But it gives you, a sense of simple things. We don't have to do great things. We ask மதனே வந்து டக்குன்னு கொஞ்சம் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அவரே வந்து எடிட் பண்ணி போட்டு. We don't have to do great BBC kind of videos. But yes, I mean videos, we've been very strong on the videos now. We probably do some stories which even city channels don't do, or any of those channels don't do. The kind of stories children, not the, technically maybe may not be the best, but yes. And then we'll think about how to bring in some advertising into it. Can't forget that, we got to bring the advertising. So once we tell people are watching, yeah, we're doing that for them. So one of the things remember for all people who might be inspired to set up their own little TV station, channels, whatever, how do we tap into local businesses? ஆடு மாடு விற்கிறானாங்க, சைக்கிளுக்கு இப்போ செகண்ட் ஹேண்ட் சைக்கிளுக்கு பைக்கு டிமாண்ட் இருக்கா? Each area has different kinds of economic situations. அதுல நீங்க எப்படி உட்கார முடியும்? We need to think about that. So, but okay. Visual, yes, visual, boss. I mean.
Revati Ram has a question, right? And I also, since you say this, she's asking how to know what's happening in the neighborhood when you cannot move around, especially during times like now. And right. It reminds me of our mentor Muthaiya, Chess Muthaiya, who passed away. His columns became mutualization columns. People were also contributing news.
Correct.
That sort of a thing. Your readers also, I'm sure, are contributing to news. And Absolutely. At this time, to make them as part of, even more active part of, contributing from locality instead of your small team, the readers themselves, becoming a part and parcel of your news team also. Will that help? That's why.
Yeah. கொஞ்சம் கேர்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கணும் நம்ம this big issue that's going on is that, is everybody a journalist today? No. True. Right? You have to be trained in some manner. You have to have certain skills, and that's why you're a journalist. So social media has given this freedom to say everybody's got an opinion, fine. But is everybody a journalist? No. And we bring those skills to play. And in the neighborhood especially, or any other newspaper, everybody sort of has a contribution to make. But you got to bring in your professional skills to say, is this guy is telling us? So all half the cases, corporation officials local details அவங்க வேற overburden. So local details, இது நடந்தது அது நடந்தது 24 hours சொல்றது இல்ல. I'm positive-ஆ நான் டெஸ்ட்டுக்கு போயிருக்கானா என்னன்னு தெரியல. But these details are now coming in. Sir, அங்க இருக்கு சார், இங்க இருக்கு சார், அங்க இருக்கு சார், இங்க இருக்கு சார்னு சொல்லும்போது we ask them a few questions, and sometimes we do it openly, but mostly on the private side. நீ கிட்ட இருக்கறியப்பா, இங்க இருக்கற யார் சொன்னாங்க? We go through all this drill, and that is very important. Yeah, it's very, very important to go through the drill to realize this, and also if you make a mistake, to say sorry. And I think there needs to be, again, which we have done, there needs to be a certain media understanding, education of your reader. That is important too. How do we do this? By asking these questions and sharing and telling people, இப்படி பண்ணுங்க, இப்படி சொல்லுங்க, இது போடலாமே, அது போடலாமேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. And they do it very well, because you need to educate them. They are not journalists. They're just setting out something, flying a kite or whatever, they might mama irunditaru adu idu, that kind of thing, right? So like Vishnu Vijay is asking, how do you check the authenticity of the news? Use your professional skills, cross check. So I'll say that residents there are saying this is happening, and but the Chennai Corporation has not told us anything, and we can't get across to them. So we give, but we can, both sides of the story. But if you keep on putting muck, then there's more muck, and those kind of people will get into your media, right? But if they realize that you are professional, then they'll be careful. the way they talk to you, the kind of stuff that they send to you. Yeah, and therefore we've not had any unpleasantness. We've retracted sometimes. Yes, we say, well, sorry, it's not the morning, it was evening, whatever. It was not the Mylapore end of on the street case. The Mandavali end irukku. Yeah, but we're not too much in a hurry in this situation. Yeah. Rudra, I can see the question. Do we need to get RNI to run a neighborhood newspaper? Hey, don't you like to flout the rules, Rudraj? Pirate radio station, excitement irukume vande. Well, yes, if you want to be very official, yes, it's better that you get the RNI. It's all online. It's quick and fast. Nowadays, I'm told. So I'd suggest that if you're going public and big, you need to get that. But again, I would suggest another way, a very legal way, for private circulation only in solittu or clause irukku. So நீங்க single sheet paper கூட எடுத்துன்னு வரலாம். இந்த clubs எல்லாம் எடுத்துன்னு வராங்க பாருங்க, schools, clubs, gibbs எல்லாம் இவங்க private circulation போடுவாங்க. But even in private circulation if you defame someone, or if you don't have yellow journalism in it or whatever, you can be taken to court. So simple answer is one, if you're fairly going big plans, big projects, even if it's 2,000 copies, 5,000, you're going to reach around the place, apply. It's very simple, straightforward stuff. It's online. But if you're starting small, 200 copies, 300 copies, 1,000 copies in a small place, just say private circulation only, and then slowly as you grow, apply for a registration. It has to be on the right side in anything that we do. Yep.
Xavier has a question.
Hey, can we get into question mode or what? 40,
yeah,
40, yes, we can.
Yeah.
Who's that?
So Xavier has a question.
Xavier has a question.
Newspaper become supplementary part of main national newspaper at least weekly, which is, I guess, the Hindu has downtown.
Xavier is saying, if the Hindu said, let's do a collaboration, my friend, will you collaborate? Tricky question, huh? Why should I collaborate, man? Now, let's look at the essence, my dear friend Xavier, and elsewhere. Each has an identity. You cannot tag this to that to this and have a buffet. People do not want a buffet. If they want to national news, international news, this, that, they go to where which is being given to them. Right? And therefore, no, we cannot be a supplementary part of it. You could have supplements on lifestyle and science and technology and all that in your newspaper, mainline newspapers. But you cannot have a dummy, a fake appendage claiming to be a neighborhood when you actually are the dada around the place. How can you have two faces every morning or every evening? You cannot have that. And that's why all the big guys across India who tried this kept thinking, appendaging their big brands to the so-called localized sheets inside, have not done well or failed or closed down. All local newspapers, whether it's Palverakad or Gudvanjari, has to have a brand of its own and people trust it. I'm not saying it because we built this brand big, that if you can prove it, even if you got 100 copies in Palverakad and you're the true voice and you prove it, you're the communicator of Palverakad, right? You're there. So no, Chennai Times. Well, I'll stop there. I'm not going to be too critical right now. That's for another day. But pure strategy tells you can't be an appendage. You can't be two sides of the same coin here. As simple as that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Satya Jaya.
She's people who
Can I
have,
go ahead? Anwar, வந்து தமிழ் ஏதாவது question இருக்கா உங்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு?
I just have one other thing. I mean,
ஆமா.
looking from Mylapore Times, one of the questions Revati Ram asked was, how do you do it in the difficult times? Now, one of the things now, generally looking larger, other than Mylapore Times, I'm looking at larger media in general, and you being a media person. Now, this COVID pandemic has also questioned the legitimacy, the authenticity of credibility of the media as an institution. Especially if you take the national media, the numbers, there is a problem. Like some of them ask, how do you go about collecting news when nobody is allowed to go around? How do you cross-check, verify the numbers that are being given by the state? Now, various arms of state are giving certain numbers. How do you cross-check? Now, in this pandemic, it's so difficult that nobody can go into a hospital and physically check. And besides, the right questions, is the media really asking the right questions to the powers that be? That is also something. So I just want your comments on that, and with that probably we'll end this session.
We're ending the session. I thought it's 1 hour, man. The session, it's only 45 minutes now. A couple of people wanting to ask questions. Anyway, but I like the question. It's a bigger issue. I think the media is still driven. I don't know what to talk about. I will stick to print, but I can tell you from my friends across the states telling me that the TV channels, especially in Kannada and Telugu, are doing an awful job. We are paying blood. We're still looking at sensational stuff, and we think that sells. Sorry. But yes, it's difficult. But then again, let's come back to the ways we work. Our professional skills allow us to access our trusted contacts. This is also a time for us to use different means to reach and develop new contacts, sources that we can trust. Nurses who are inside, who can tell us the real story. And there are stories coming out from social media. So our professional training, therefore, allows us will allow us, and that doesn't mean, therefore, I won't report, I can't go out, sir, therefore, what can I do about it, sir? How do I know what's happening in that slum? Do you want me to go to that slum, sir? But then we use our professional skills, new contacts, new sources. I mean, you ask that lady, அம்மா அந்த கொஞ்சம் போட்டோ எடுத்து கொஞ்சம் காமிக்கிறீங்களா, வந்து இங்க தண்ணி வரல, இல்ல வந்து ரொம்ப நாளா வந்து சொன்னோம் எல்லாருமே வந்து ரோட்ல கிடக்குறாங்க, or whatever. I mean, she will do it for you, right? And therefore we need to again go back to the traditional learnings, basic skills, use them for the new situation. Yeah, one. We need to ask also the difficult questions even as it is a crisis time. Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu was a huge question that we should have raised long time ago. It's the failure, I would say. And we're paying for it. Okay. We're still paying today for it with the new market. No streamlining at all. So yes, the difficult questions have to be raised, but then most people don't have in media, don't have the time for it, because we are going just after, I mean, the wheels keep rotating and we just keep going. So one day, I'm doing little things. One day we are also looking back to say, how did this virus go across this neighborhood and why? Now, I'm not going to be doing a scientific study and all that kind of stuff, but we're trying to put the data together just to show you what happened. Right? So that's important. Yeah. We need to ask the tough questions even as the crisis is on. Keep people on our toes. People say, hey, where's my MLA? I haven't asked Mr. Natraj that. I kept in touch with him, but after that, I think he's been silent. Unfortunately, his assistant tested positive, giving out. Where's my MLA? Has he set up an audio channel to talk to them every day? Where's my South Chennai MP? Where's she? She's not talking. Can she come around in a jeep or whatever kind of thing? And yeah, you can come around, man. I went out yesterday for about 45 minutes. You don't have to touch everyone and start to take pictures close by kind of thing, giving your food packets. You want to do that even in these times. But who are the voices? I mean, who's voicing? So I'm asking, where's my MLA? Has he really done enough? And my MP, oh, she's writing poetry, I guess. Okay, right. Yeah, Satya Jaya. Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, go ahead. Give me some tough
What about
questions.
the councillors, local councillors?
Local councillors, man, the council is dead. No elections. Ask about what happened. Yeah. One of our readers did ask what happened at least to these Johnnies who were ex-councillors and all that. By the way, where are the ADMK, BJP, DMK guys? I mean, I saw a couple of them who landed up there with packets and then took some pictures and there was a hula bula kind of thing. I mean, forget the packets and stuff like that, man. But where is the communication going? I mean, all gone. So yeah, difficult questions. People need to remember these guys have scooted. Most of them, most of them. But yes, right. Yeah. Thanks, Satya Jaya, for having nice words for us. But we moved on to the much larger scene. Yeah, I mean it's a pathetic situation in the TV channels, especially Kannada and Telugu and Hindi. Yeah. Final question. Now we round up. People are getting, I think, a little hungry. No, it's 12:20 on the clock. I see more food pictures on social media than anything else, man. Yeah. Final question. Round up, Anwar.
Yeah, I think we can round up. We are close to 50 minutes. We are crossed.
Yeah.
And yes, it has been very interesting. Areas that need to go into. Yeah, I think right questions is that why none of our elected people have not gone around looking at the people and all that. I think here we need to also look at the Kerala model. I think Kerala model has been successful because the panchayats are also active. The local grassroots level democracy has been very active. And unfortunately, in Tamil Nadu, the grassroots level democracy just doesn't exist. The panchayat elections, these cooperation, all these things. I think these are things we understand the importance of it probably in a pandemic like this. If those people had been around, I think a lot more things would have been done and neighborhoods would have had better feedback and communication.
So, absolutely. The other day, you must listen to this, I think, chat with Barka Dutt, Thomas Isaac, the finance minister, who talks about this model and how it works at the local level. We are 50-50, he says. That is Congress 50, we are 50. But we work together at the local level because, the model is completely different and that's how it works. Yeah, point taken. Point taken for people. Again, I must stress from a newspaper guy, journalist, I must stress that we need to have more and more independent or a couple of voices run by people, independent voices. There's space for it. And I think when these things are active, in local spaces, then whoever be the gunda around will be careful. I mean, people ask me, have you been, struck around or whatever? No, they will begin to behave in a slightly different manner. They will answer your questions. And therefore, what is important is to have more small print, video, audio voices across, professional voices across, and stick to it in a situation like this and in ordinary situations where people can go to. People can say things that are true, factual. It works. I mean, this thing about the gundas will smash you up and stuff like that. No. I mean, you need to have a certain confederation too. And then, pen mightier than the sword. Still believe in it if you know how to use your pen carefully. Yeah. Yeah, Ramani R.V. Koni saying, have you faced threats and competition? There was a time Indian broadcasters in TV where they're all got whitewashed. No, I think just the odd one, I mean, we hardly have any local. It's pathetic, Anwar, that you raised. I mean, I'm so passionate about local politics. We've covered this from the time we started our newspaper, analyzing local elections, how metro people vote, who votes, what do they say. We've attended council meetings. We've been thrown out of council meetings. One of my guys exposed the panchayat chairman in Virgambakam, Valsarvakam, raised bills for samosas, teas, which ran into thousands of rupees. And the guy was thrown out. No, they didn't send the goons after him. But I think on a larger scale, like Ramni says, yes, broadcasters can be browbeaten because of the nature in the way this is structured. So if you structure yourself, and that's why we now having some of these broadcasters now going independent online. Yeah. So the way it is structured, the much bigger that you get, and then you have your threads into which can be ripped open by the state, then you are into deep trouble, right? So you need to have, in fact, the quick piece that I read a couple of days ago in the American media. Now, print, who's really surviving today? It's not the big guys, right, who've been closing down, not the small guys who already mom and pop shops have closed down, but it's the middle level single newspaper or 2 or 3 newspapers, legacy or new age journalists who are running these newspapers, who are doing them well, and they have a future, right? So when you're too big with your threads all over the place, the state pulls those threads and holds you to ransom, right? And that's why you need to have lots and lots of independent professionally. We have these voices, but they're not professionally done. So they don't know how to survive in a pandemic, how to run good businesses, how to go with technology and make use of it. We need a time. A sad thing that Sashi Nair will tell you is that we are not willing to attend professional training skill programs. We're not listening to programs like this. We need that, because without that, you'll be peddling something else. And I think sort of that is important. I mean, we need, if you want to be there, first go and pick up your professional skills. Go and get a mentor, and then put the money is the last thing on earth. There's lots of money around, man. You don't have to go to someone to sort of beg for money. There's money around the place. You've got your ideas. They'll be boom, 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 boom. Right? But good content first, huh? Good content, good journalism, good business, my friends. Anywhere works. Wind up.
So Jamshid Ristwani, he has asked a question from,
yes,
I think from France. He's in France.
Yep.
He's again talking about the financials.
What's he saying?
I consider you as a vital and essential service to the community, independent of every power,
right,
including financial power. But can you ignore finances to turn out your journal? I think you have kind of answered it, saying that...
I have answered it, yes. Perhaps it came in late. From the day one that I entered learning the skills of this profession, I realized how people who ran their publications did not pay attention to finances, the mistakes that they made, how they were unprofessional about it, and stuff like that. And therefore, I kind of have made sure that we haven't done these kind of things at all, and we kind of stick to the professional way of doing things. But then the tricks don't work as you move along. Like I said, we are moving into a different era. So print ads alone won't work. We'll have to do the ads for people. We do the ads for people today. Because we know that retail guys, the kirana shop, the guy around the corner is very busy resurrecting his business. So we do the ads for them. We will have to do the video ads for them, right? So we whatever, slideshows for them. We'll do it, sitting with them. And then we hold hands together. So yes, I mean, like I just said, good business and good journalism go together. Any day. No compromises. If you ask me. Yes.
So it's also a question of, being up to date with technology and, using, probably now has your YouTube channel started giving you revenue, your mood for quite some time?
No. One of the things that I do is that I take some time to establish my content. I like I tell people, my strategy is that while you're sitting and watching, looking at me or whatever, I'd like to be not the tsunami. I'd like to be the marina waves that slowly come in and wet your feet and then ask you to sail along with me. So I want people to come and look at my content, like my content, come along with me, asking me questions, become my friend, become my sailor mate. And then if he has business, ask him a question, suggest it to him. That's a better relationship. So yeah, I mean, but then we need to, like I said, right now we are trying to draw out a list of real estate brokers. I mean, they make a lot of money through ads through us. So we want to work out something for them. We want to work out to most of our retail persons who have been faithful for us. The guy spends anywhere between 2 lakhs and 5 lakhs on me, 48 weeks out of the 52 weeks. So I need to send the right message to him while I might slash my rates, and send the right message to him to say, we're doing this, we are in it together, and we need to move the things together. You got to, and then of course to say, but no, don't don't ask me free kudupingla sir, that kind of stuff. So make it upfront. It's a wonderful situation because he knows who you are. Not one of those fly-by-night characters. And he's putting a sense, it's looking enticing to him. And he's got to sail along, I've got to sail along. Yeah. Vishnu Vijay has a question. Can we go quickly? Yeah, the hour has struck. Says, how can we discerning readers contribute to a better offering? Okay. Well, first, of course, keep sending the ideas. Someone asked me the other day, another Vishnu, I think, asked me, hey, you're doing a great job. Is there some way that I can, make a contribution? Well, I said, well, thank you very much. God bless. We've been blessed. We're quite happy now that in the weeks to come, there will be a couple of products that I might price. Yeah, I'm not close to things. I will try them out. If I fail, I fail. Get up and sort of try something else. Yeah, the first thing that the readers can do is to continue to be reading us first, sending us a word, and then crowdsourcing content where we also acknowledge them. If you just be with us, then you're not just numbers that I sell to the Kirana store or whatever. Yeah, we are all in it. We're all in it, right? So it works. So just be a good reader, be along with us, Vishnu. I think we're done.
Final one question. So post-lockdown,
yes,
which is probably will not be extended after 17, they're going to have a gradual opening.
Yeah.
How do you think life will be in Mylapore around? Will there be changes?
Good question. Good question. In fact, we're just working on a story exactly that. We're already asking schools, temples, churches, mosques, big stores, large campuses, this question. And some places have already started making the move. Sabha halls. Are you going to have kacheris, people sitting close to each other? How are you going to sell the tickets? Yeah. What's going to happen in churches and stuff like that? Have you started thinking about it and working towards it? Life may not change dramatically. We are all crowding the other day. I mean, the fisher folks in Patna Park had to fish out on Sunday, and there were lots of people. The only difference I saw was many of them were wearing masks, but otherwise they were grabbing those karwad and crabs and nethalis or whatever. We're not going to go. But I think certain things will change, and a certain business and businesses don't follow certain things. Some people are going to keep away. They're going to keep away from you. I know the Vivek store, one of the owners was telling me this exactly, how they've been using this time the last couple of weeks before they opened up a few days ago, training their staff how to handle clients, and how their messaging has already gone to their clients, to their customers downstairs. It's slow, but it will have to be done if you're a brand, if you're a local brand too. Because the moment something wrong happens, like it happened in a couple of stores in Mylapore, they said, which store? Don't go there. you're dead. You don't want that to happen. And therefore, yes, changes in small ways will happen. In structured places like summer halls or schools or whatever, they will have to do something about it, because people, parents and others are going to ask questions about this, especially if this virus begins to keep popping up all over again. Change is bound to happen. All over the world, it will happen in your neighborhood, in your village, in town, too, in some way. Yeah, in some way. Okay, time to move on, man. Are you fasting, or you're having biryani every day? Okay. No, we need to thank you, Anwar. This has been a wonderful session up online, and I think it would be beneficial for. I guess this is recorded and will be then kept up online somewhere to check out. But yeah, kicking it off on this Tuesday morning was wonderful. I hope it's been useful to some people, and when they if they're inspired, when I'm ready to help in a small way. I don't go too far because my hands are full. But my appeal is that if you're thinking of starting small first, we need to have more voices. Yes, and yeah, wonderful. Right. I hope it's a good session, Anwar.
Yeah, thank you, Vincent. Thank you for taking it up and trying to work out on this new software. And
Sure.
I think we have been glitch-free and it went off very smoothly.
Yeah, wonderful. The audio was good and stuff like that. And tell our people you have more sessions coming, right?
Yeah, sure. More sessions are coming.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going to be, Ramani is going to be talking about documentary filmmaking.
Oh, yes. Right.
So thank you for all the viewers who are logged in from distant places and also in and around Chennai. Look forward to many more sessions. I think this kind of online sessions are going to be the future. There are going to be many more sessions like this in the future, I think. Thanks to COVID in one way, it has forced us to move online and brought in a new thing. So thank you everyone who had logged in for this session. So see you tomorrow, 11:30. Thank you, Vincent.